Hi everybody, come on in. I know sometimes I wish I could get to you more often, but sometimes in this house of ours, when you have a 100-year-old mother, there's always something. So we've had a rough couple weeks, but she's okay, we're okay. It's just taken a little more time and I just haven't got around to it. But we have a very important topic today that I want to discuss. And I'm talking about my orchids that grow under very tough conditions, really. Because I put them all out in the patio in the summer. Then it's a summer of no rain all summer, driest on record, really hot. They were under 100 degrees most days, but not direct sun, but we won't get into all that. And then comes winter, and they got the furnace on all the time drying them out, because what's it doing? Well, we've had a beautiful December, only one day with snow we had to shovel. And then January, so far, one day with snow we had to shovel. And the sky is blue and it's beautiful, but it's cold. So make sure if you're somewhere cold, don't keep your orchids too close to the glass or the cold coming through the glass, or you may blast your buds on your orchids, because I managed to do that to a couple. But anyway, it's just a warning. So let's discuss this topic. Now, I have quite a few orchids behind me, and I hope to not take too long and talk about each one, because this is important, because some people say never cut the spikes off, the old spikes off when they're through flowering. Some people say always leave them on, always leave them on. And some people are just learning about what they have found. And that would be me, because I never used to leave them on. And I decided, with quite a few that looked healthy enough to hold a new spike and an old spike, quote, under my conditions, I decided to leave the old spikes on. And we're going to assess each one, because there's important factors happening with different orchids, but maybe just one main thing. So this orchid here has beautiful blooms. They're very nice size. It had one leaf that's sort of starting to go, and 4 healthy leaves. So not a lot of leaves, but a healthy, well-rooted orchid. So this orchid, get that right, is growing off of an old spike that ended right here, and then it branched out. There is no new spike as yet on this orchid. And the old spike has sent out a fair number of beautiful flowers, not like a whole bunch, but what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And maybe another one coming. But they are beautiful, they are healthy. And so should I have left this spike on, this orchid? Well, I don't have a spike from this year, and I have enough leaves, because under 2 leaves, the new spike should come. I don't see a new spike on this one. This one, the old spike, flowered quite beautifully. So I'm going to leave that leave that one as is, because we're going to talk about some others. Okay. The traffic cone. I had to get up. Okay. It's quite tall. It has a beautiful flower. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 nice flowers. And let me just move this over a minute. There we go. It has 4 nice flowers. And it has the flowers, these beauties, are on the old spike. Then the new spike came, and what do we see? We see 1 flower and a bud. So it has 4 healthy leaves and a very good root system. This one has been, I think, 2 years in this pot, approximately, I'm guessing, because I remember when I painted it. So I did stake these ones. So what I am going to, oh no, well, you know what? I was going to do that with some of them anyway, because this spike is not going to, this is a new spike, and I just broke it off. But I'm going to collect all the ones I cut off, and I'm going to put them in a vase, so you have to be gentle when you're playing around with those. But it's hardly worth worrying about too much. And that is taking a lot of energy from the plant. It has these flowers to look after, has its leaves and roots to look after, and then it's got this trying to grow. Now this was the new spike, and I am going to cut it back. I will put cinnamon on these later. I'm going to cut it back to just under this. There's one little node, like where you see little branching nodes. There's one right close to the plant, and then there's one about 1 inch up. And I'm going to cut just above that inch up because it will get cinnamon, but that is usually a safe spot. If there is any trouble, you'll see it by the time you get there. And later, when it dries right up, you can cut it off a lot closer. So that will go in a vase. So really with this one, and I have cleaned these under the fire. So that's what I decided about. And actually it made its own decision when I clumsily did that. So that's what we've decided for this one. Now if this plant had tons and tons of energy, both spikes should have come. But like I say, my humidity is seldom over 40 in the house. And I don't know, they're very healthy. And I think that if I had left this one just alone, it wouldn't be struggling to, or this is the, if I had let the new one come and not grew off, then the new one would have come very strong and healthy because it wouldn't have had this one already that it's working with. So let's put that one aside. And I can put it away later. That there. Okay, we got another one. Let's do another traffic cone while I've got. Okay, now this orchid is one that had an accident many years ago because it got knocked over when we were having some work done. I had to, a leaf broke half off, and it has lost that leaf. But it is beautiful. Look at all the flowers. Yes, it has 2 spikes. I'll very carefully do this. It has the old spike branching, and it has the new spike. So what we want to see as we assess each one is what one is got the big ones. There we go. Okay, this one here is the new spike, and it's very healthy. Has 2, 4, 6, 7 flowers, and this is last year's spike with 4 flowers. Now, would I have got a bigger fall of orchids if I had just left the one and cut off my old one? Well, this one withstood it a little bit better. I'm going to put them together now. Very carefully. Maybe, how shall I do that? There we go. There we go. So I'm going to put them back on. So you learn as you look at your orchids, you say, well, should I or shouldn't I? Well, I think that it's up to your conditions, your growing conditions, and your plant by assessing leaves. And the leaves on this one are very healthy. There's no sign of a problem. And this one, you know, maybe I could take it, but we'll wait till the end of this video and see whether I think I should take them all off or not. So let's put this one back. Okay, we're doing the big ones first. As long as I don't knock anything over. I left them all out here after watering. Okay, this one has a lot of leaves. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, maybe 13 leaves, something like that. Has a lot of healthy leaves. It has where I cut the old spikes off previously. You can see here and here. You can see where old spikes were. Now, it's funny, the orchids in the grocery store have looked very poor, even comparing with my poorest one. Here, they have looked very poor. I wish I could get the store that had some in bark. They're not getting orchids in anymore. And that was Rona. And here they're not getting orchids. I talked to her because they had them in bark, and theirs were healthy. So now at the grocery store, I haven't seen one that even tempted me because I have them at home looking so beautiful. So here I have this one here, you can see, is the old spike. And these are the flowers on the old spike. So there's 5 flowers on the old spike. The new spike is coming up very long, but only 2 flowers. Because all the energy went into the ones that started growing first, before the spike had fully grown. All the energy went into those and made a beautiful spray. But the new one is less than what it should be. And it's very beautiful, but I just have to decide if I want to continue letting some grow or not. So this is a healthy plant, healthy roots, and this is what you see. Now there might be 1 or 2 buds open on that new stalk, but it spent a lot of time and energy growing that big, plus looking after these ones. So there. I'm going to put them all over here where I won't trip over them. Okay, and one more traffic cone. We looked at that one. I think I better, did we do that one? We did that one. No, we didn't do this one, did we? Okay, then we have this one. It's a beauty. There's 2 spikes. It's got healthy leaves. It's got 5 healthy leaves and good roots. So, now, this here is the old spike. So it's coming up, and the old spike has, I have to move my babies. Okay, let's turn this around. The old spike has 2, 4, 5 flowers. I better make sure I'm right. Yep, there's the old spike. There's the one that grows up. And the new spike has, 2, 4, 6, 7 flowers. So just remembering how many flowers I usually get, and just put that gently back. I still feel that whatever one buds out first, the energy is going there first, plus the energy to grow the new spike. And even though it's a beautiful spray when they're all together, do I want to keep leaving all those spikes? I'm thinking no. I'm thinking no, but we're going to look at a few more because there's some interesting things happening here. So we'll just put that one out the way. We have one more traffic cone. I have the pots all under them because they were dripping. And this one is really interesting. Okay, now, those of you who watch my videos quite regularly, this orchid had the old spike and it flowered first. It was by the side of this window, had a beautiful spray, and it flowered. It died down. And what's that old spike doing now? That old spike has decided, even though you can see that's a fresh cut on the top, and it's decided on the old spike, it wants to grow again. And I'm going to say, no, you're not. No, you're not. I'm going to clean this off now. I have a little trouble using this thing because of my arthritis, but we'll get it. There we go. I usually use a stove, but then I have to jump up and down. Okay. Just let that cool down a bit. So, I am not even letting this do this. It flowered, I think this one flowered a white flower in the summer last year. So I'm taking the stake out and I'm going to cut this one off also. I don't want any more energy fooling around doing that. Now, I'm not worried about that. No, I'm not. This is, some people go, oh no. Yes, this is my educated decision from a very good study. This one has, like the old original leaves was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 leaves. And they're healthy. And the plant is healthy. Okay. Around here. Put you down in the traffic cone roll. Okay, now here's a really, now we're getting into some really interesting ones. So I can move my pot back. You know, when you do an experiment, no matter what it is with your orchids, the answer is never a week or two away. The answer comes with at least a good year of using whatever that was, basically. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, now, this is my oldest orchid. Now, it's not, why isn't it the most beautiful orchid? Because this baby was beautiful off and on as I was learning so many things about orchids. And now it's finally recovered and they can live so many years. And what did I do? I carried out this experiment on it, and I really shouldn't have. I should have cut the old spike off, and I'm going to show you why. It has 3 leaves. Now, this, you see these buds, the buds that are hanging, that one is ready to give up, and this one isn't far behind. That is growing off of the branch of the old spike. This is the new spike, and they're healthy, but it is struggling. You can see it's struggling because it just doesn't have the energy to do this one. So, again, right now, while I see this happening, Okay, this one can stay. And this is what happens. If I had just let, I feel, nature take its course, I would have had one nice, fresh, new spike with lots more flowers on it. So, I need to get my scissors again. And I don't burn myself. There we go. It's just they have a safety switch on this thing, and you have to do some awkward things, and my fingers don't like to do it. So, okay, this one here, there's the old one. It can go in a vase. We'll see how we do. I'm trimming that off. We're putting it here, and we're leaving it with one. And I think that's pretty easy to understand why. So there's that one. Took me a while to get all this organized here. Oh, let's talk about, okay, we did this one. Let's put this one back. Let's talk about the twins. Now these I always called the twins because they were both the same color and they were about the same age, and I put them both in a red funnel-shaped big pot on a beautiful stand that Jack had made, and I noticed on them both that the bottom two leaves were starting to go. And I could see they were struggling. I probably, when I unpotted them, there was a video on that just this year. When I unpotted them, they had lots of roots, they were healthy, but too much in one pot. I like to put some in more than one in a pot, but anyway, so here we have the two leaves I originally worried about. They're still on, and 4 nice new leaves. And here, this side here has 1 flower and 2 buds, and this is the old spike. Okay, this is the old spike right there, and you can see where it comes from. And then this is the new spike, and it does have some beautiful flowers. So the new spike on this one has more energy than the old one, and this is the one I put in the glass pot, and they're doing so good. I am not cutting this one off. I think it'll be fine. It may not have as many flowers as it would have as the one main spike, but I'm not going to worry about it. So that one, yeah, I'll leave. And now this one. So I put this one in this pot, and these 2 leaves are still a little sad, one more than the other, with 3 good leaves. And a very similar circumstance happened here, because here is the new spike, and here is the branch on the old spike. So this is the old spike on this one, and you can see right there. So it has some beautiful flowers. Put that back. And the new one, on the other hand, it's slow. So you can see my point here. Now I'm just going to leave these 2 for now and watch my orchid and make a further decision as time goes by. But they are beautiful. Now, let's get this one. Okay. This one probably should be lower now. Anyway, I'm going to show you a close-up. Okay, let's see. I have to see myself. Okay. On this one, nothing happened on the old spike. You can see where I cut it off, and nothing really happened. And the new spike is growing very pretty and pretty normally, and is still beautiful and is still budding out. So I think there's no need to leave this other one on, and I'll be cutting it off because I'm not waiting for more flowers on it. So that's how I make my decision. So we're going to cut that one off. Okay. You get to watch me work. Okay, I think I'll cut it right there. Later, as it dries up, then I will probably cut it back further. I usually do when I'm cleaning them up. And it was orchid watering day today, and I always check carefully for scales. My biggest problem is that I have to look for here. Everything is dry. The pots are dry. I don't seem to have a trouble with other bugs. Touch wood. Let's put this down here. Okay, we have this last one. Okay. Yeah. So this one here, this is my pyloric orchid that I got at Rona in bark. I left the 2 spikes on, and it was flowering quite late into last year. I had it in the house. I didn't put it out in the patio right away because it was still in flower for quite a while. And I did leave the spikes because it is healthy, has all its leaves. It never lost any leaves. But I wish I didn't leave the spikes because it has been repotted twice. I repotted it twice because when I went to glass, I decided to put it in glass. And some of them are in glass and will stay in glass. It has a very good root system. Watering day shows up really good. But I think because it flowered late, and it has 3 buds there, but I think it could have done better than that if it was going to spike, if I didn't have these. So this is the last one that I am going to cut. And I still have lots of orchids I didn't do this with, and they're coming in bloom very nicely. Some are in bloom. You know what? I'm just going to go to the stove. Just as quick. Maybe. There. Okay. So we're going to cut the old ones off. It was so beautiful. I just loved it. And I want it to keep putting all its energy into healthy leaves. Now this spike this old one is kind of holding that up, but I'm going to take it off. There. I'm going to take the little thing off. Be very careful. I don't want another accident. So there. I'm going to let it be like that. I cut one a little long because it was in the way there. But you can go back and cut them how you want. So that is today's video. And I'm going to unhook the camera and show you the sun outside on the snow. It is so beautiful. So we don't have time for a full orchid tour, but I do want to share that with you. So Maggie's been a very good girl. Okay, I haven't done any housework. I don't know since when, but nobody knows, nobody cares. Hey Maggie. Maggie's got the sun on her. Okay everybody, look at this. I have to admit that we've got maybe, I don't know, about 4 or 5 inches, maybe 6 inches of snow. And if I turned a big circle, you would see mountains behind me all covered in snow too. So it is beautiful today, so we'll have a nice walk in the sunshine later. Thanks for joining me, and I am trying to get back sooner. Bye for now. Love you all.